Welcome to Prove It, the show where I present a controversial topic and then look to prove one side or the other. In today's episode, For Honor is in fact a fighting game. The defense! First, let's take a look at the overall argument against this claim. For Honor is the first of its kind, therefore it does not fit into any genre. For Honor is in third person. For Honor has team-based modes. The case against. First point. For Honor is the first of its kind and therefore cannot be judged. This is true in part, but much like your average call girl, there's more than just appearances here. The novelty of For Honor is that it is essentially medieval dress-up.
Because this is what it does, it appeals like the male fantasy.
No, seriously though. It takes a fighting game core and introduces hack and slash action elements to create something a little bit new. So For Honor is the first third-person action fighting game. The downside of this is that because it lacks the competition, it's allowed the devs to become lazy, but I mean, that's a topic for a whole nother rant. For Honor definitely has its uniqueness to thank for its success beyond what anybody could have predicted. However, taking elements from one genre and mixing them with another is hardly a new idea. Mainly taking a camera angle from one genre and moving it to one where it hasn't been used before. Why does that exact phrase sound so familiar? Oh right, because Smite exists. Hi-Res Studios looked at the MOBA genre and thought they could get more personal with it. So they added a third-person camera angle and new movement and aiming techniques that come with the change. But it's still as much of a MOBA as LoL, Dota 2, or even... Heroes of the Storm over there. Hi! Just ignore him. If you don't look at him, he'll go away. It's just a different flavor for a different crowd. Much like, pistachio and chocolate ice cream. Both are delicious, both are unhealthy for you, and they're both made of milk. I don't really know where I'm going with this analogy. So adding a different camera angle and new systems to a MOBA doesn't mean it's not a MOBA anymore, so why is For Honor different? Objection! What about first and third person shooters? If you are a critical thinking chap, then you would come up with such an argument. And I mean, it's a pretty good point. But remember, both are covered under the genre of shooter. And they do have a few key differences that separate them, but the basic aiming mechanics are mostly unchanged, which allows players to jump between the two without seeing any skill degradation. Only the perspective of the two have changed. The core gameplay translates very well. This is very similar to the fighting game genre, where you have 2D fighters, 3D fighters, anime fighters, and Smash, which is in its own category altogether. While they all are different, the core of the game stay the same. Can you imagine how cool it would be to have a fighting game that you could team up with your friends in? I know, right? And it exists! It's called Smash! It's only been out since the Nintendo 64! If a game has a fighting game system as its core gameplay loop, adding more players and new modes doesn't change the genre. Wait, what's happening? What? Oh, right. For Honor has the same symptoms as the Smash series, being stuck between 1v1 and 2v2 competitive modes, and more of a couch 4v4 and 8v8 modes. And yes, I know For Honor has a 4v4 competitive scene, do not at me. But the difference is that Smash has the groundwork for high-tier, competitive, engaging play. Dash dancing, parrying, two-frame punishes, DIing, combo loops, the list goes on. But the simple control scheme, random items, and stage hazards allow new players to pick up the game and have an awesome time with their friends. For Honor has a simple control scheme, it has team-based modes that allow friends to get together and have a great time, but it doesn't have the groundwork for engaging high-tier 1v1s. Even in team-based modes, 1v1s do happen. It's the core of the game. As soon as you lock onto a target, the game locks the camera in to focus on one enemy. Granted, good target switching is necessary for team fighting, but that's a whole nother topic for discussion. So this is all cool and all, but what's the point of all this? Having something that is the first of its kind, while it is cool, doesn't grant it a get-out-of-jail-free card for all criticisms, and thus it can be judged against other similar games in the same genre. Other games have implemented a camera system that is new to the genre and new game modes, and it is still considered to be in the same genre, So why is For Honor different? Smash has team-based modes and a 4v4 mode and a free-for-all mode for years, while also being highly regarded in the fighting game community, at least in 1v1 and 2v2 modes. So overall, I cannot see any way that you can deny For Honor is a fighting game, and thus can be judged and compared to other fighting games to see where the game can draw influence from and improve. And now to the jury. So what do you think? Was my point proved, or am I missing a key part of the argument? Let me know in the comment section down below. As well, if you click on the description, you can follow me on my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/FlyingWalrusMan. I've been doing a push to affiliate right now, and it's been a ton of fun. So you should really check it out. Also, you can check out my Instagram and my Twitter if you are so inclined. Thank you so much for stopping by. Take care.